Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
How y'all doing? This is Pete. We're at D.I.Y. Auto School and we're going to do a review today on a special item. Now this item has been praised and reappraised to be one of the tools and one of the best tools, aftermarket tools made in America. Is it made in America? We're going to find out. What we're talking about here, we're talking about this tool right here. Not this particular tool, this particular brand. Let me get a little closer so we can see that. Okay, there we go. We're talking about the Icon brand. Icon is a specifically proprietary tool that you can only buy at Harbor Freight. Everybody knows Harbor Freight. They make ratchet, they make wrenches, they make toolboxes, they make hand tools, screwdrivers, you name it, they make it. Icon. A lot of people, there's a lot of theories going around, conspiracy theories, a lot of fictional talk going around that Snap-on actually owns these. This is a Snap-on tool, made in the same factory Snap-on's made on. Snap-on, Icon, Snap-on, Icon, get it? Another swabbishly tell story is that Harbor Freight is owned by Snap-on. All right, let me go ahead and clarify this and clear everything up for everybody out there that thinks that, no, they're not. Snap-on does not own Harbor Freight. Snap-on has never owned Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight is owned by one individual. He's a billionaire and he lives in California. And Snap-on has nothing to do with Harbor Freight, just to clear that up. Now, the tool that we are going to go ahead and dissect, did I say dissect? Yes, I did. We're going to dissect this tool. Is the Stubby low-profile 90-tooth. That means it has 90 teeth for a fine ratchet feel, 3/8 drive ratchet. The reason we're going to do this one, and I'm going to show you, is because I have a Snap-on ratchet right here. This is a Stubby Snap-on ratchet, and this ratchet needs rebuilt. This ratchet is no good. Snap-on refused to warranty this ratchet because I did not have a receipt from 20 years ago when I purchased it. I actually sent this ratchet to Snap-on. They basically interrogated me over this ratchet, interrogated me like I was a thief. I talked to them on the phone. The lady that I talked to, they said that they refused to fix it because I didn't send any proof of verification that I purchased this tool. That's what they fucking told me, okay? They said, prove that you bought that and we will fix it for you. I said, fuck you. Put the bitch, where's it at? There it is. Put that bitch back in the fucking box and send it back to me. That's what I told them. Let me go ahead and grab that again. I went on a Snap-on truck. Not just one truck, two trucks. The first truck that I went on was the route truck that came to my shop for 30 fucking years. And the guy that owned the route sold the route to another guy. The driver refused to warranty this fucking ratchet for me. I had several other tools that need warranted. I had a couple sockets that were cracked. All right? They were 12-point sockets. I had a couple deep 12-pointers that were cracked, metrics. I also had two screwdrivers. The handle was cracked from the cold weather. I'm sure anybody that knows Snap-on, okay, their screwdriver handles crack. And then I had a screwdriver where the tip was broke, and this fuck-ass refused to warranty my tools off a route that he bought from the driver that used to come to my shop for 30 fucking years. I went on another truck, and of course this wasn't in my route, this was another Snap-on truck. And he refused because he said that he doesn't sell tools to me and that I'm out of his jurisdiction and he can't warranty my tools. I called Harbor Freight. Let's get into that conversation and find out what they said about that tool right there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and call now. I bought this. You've been watching the video on it. All right. This is our little Stubby right here. Stubby low profile 92th professional grade ratchet. This is basically a copy, exact identical copy of the Snap-on one. I'm going to call Harbor Freight. I'm going to want to see what their warranty is on their tools when you buy Icon.
Harbor Freight, speaking, I'm help you.
Yeah, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
All right. Are you the manager, or what's your angle? What's your?
No, I'm a cashier.
Okay. So you come across a lot of people that buy Icon tools. Am I correct?
Huh?
Icon.
Yes.
You come across a lot of people that buy the Icon stuff.
Yep.
Okay. What's your warranty on that product? Being the high quality tool that it is.
It's lifetime warranty.
I'm sorry?
They're lifetime warranty.
Okay, so if I buy that, let's say I buy the Stubby low profile 92 professional ratchet Icon. Do I need to carry a receipt in my pocket for the rest of my life to get a warranty?
No.
Okay. So what do I do to get my warranty if it breaks? What do I got to do?
Just bring me that part back.
Just bring it back. It doesn't really matter.
Yep.
So let's say that my uncle or my grandson bought me a Icon ratchet for Christmas, and you know, when you get a Christmas present, of course you don't get receipts with it, and it's 10 years old. Can I bring that back?
Yep.
Huh. Okay, let's say. All right.
I just need the part. That's the only thing I need.
All you need is
that part, and I'll switch it out for you.
all you need is a part that has Icon stamped on it. That's it.
Yep.
Okay, let me ask you this, and then I'm going to let you go because I know you probably got somebody standing there. If I go to the pawn shop and I say, hey, look, somebody just sold all their Icon tools and I'm going to buy them all, what's going to happen? And I buy all these Icon tools at the pawn shop. Do I get that warranty?
Technically, yeah, because I can't prove that you didn't buy them.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your honesty. You have a great day.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Okay, so you just heard it from the horse's mouth. You buy an Icon, it doesn't matter if you buy it at the pawn shop, if you buy it from a homeless guy. It doesn't matter if you found it in the trash. If you have it and it has that on it right there, you got a warranty. No questions asked. Take it back, get your warranty. And this ratchet right here is unbelievably priced, considerably, I might say, 100%. Let's go ahead and say 700% lower than Snap-on, bitch!
Now's the time that you want to hit the subscribe button, click on that bell for notifications, and comment below. Because if you don't, this big blob of Mondo's going to be inside your bed covers tonight when you crawl in there, and it's going to get in places that we really don't want to talk about right now. Do, my friend, take a favor and subscribe! Now! Do it! Or that Mondo's going to do you!
So you see, by going to your local Harbor Freight and purchasing this brand tool right here, they actually do give you a lifetime 100% authentic warranty against anything, no matter who purchased it, who owns it, or where you got it. Take it in, get your warranty, and bam, you're done. No questions asked. But what I want to do is I want to find out, is this ratchet all that and a bag of cement versus the $150 Snap-on Stubby I think we paid, what did I pay for this? I think it was like $32. I paid $32 for this. All right, and just by looking at the package, if we look at the package close up, you can see that it's got almost an exact resemblance as the Snap-on. But what we're going to do is we are going to literally get nasty and get dirty about it, and we are going to dissect it by removing the covers off of the ratchets and looking at them side by side to see if they are exactly identically 100% the same. So before we go on, let's go ahead and look at the box that our Icon ratchet is packed in. It's a very professional, very unique, and very stylish box. It's made out of a hard cardboard type container, and on the back of it, it also gives you explicit and detailed information on the item that is packaged in the box. Now, one thing I do want to show you is on the fine print down here where my finger is. This item is made in Taiwan exclusively for Harbor Freight. This is an exclusive tool made in Taiwan, not America, and it is specifically made for, once again, Harbor Freight. So it seems to be, by the sales pitch that they are throwing at us, a very nice and designed ratchet that resembles almost 100% Snap-on. What we're going to do before we open the box, if you look at the box here, it has measurements of the ratchet, and it basically says from point A to point B, it is 9/16 thick, and it is 5 1/16 long. And before I measure the Snap-on ratchet, I'm going to go ahead and let you know something about made in Taiwan versus made in America. This ratchet is going to be different no matter what you look at or see in it. There's going to be some design feature on this ratchet that is different than this, because if they made one identically 100% authentic to the Snap-on brand ratchet that we're looking at right here, Snap-on can sue them. So to get away from legal action toward the Icon tool, they have to make something different on this ratchet than the Snap-on one. And I can see a couple features already before we open the box. If we look at the design of this ratchet on the handle, you can see that the design on this one is a little different. And then of course, on this area right here, we can see that this has a line that is machined around the handle of the ratchet, versus the Snap-on ratchet has nothing but some number verification, serial numbers, to verify what that is. So the Icon ratchet says 5 1/16. I can already tell just by looking at the Snap-on ratchet, the Stubby Snap-on, that is shorter than 5 1/16. And it comes out to be actually 4 1/16. This is actually 1 inch shorter, and I'm going to go ahead and do that again so you can get a good look at that. You can see that right there. It's exactly 1 inch shorter, identically 1 inch shorter than the Icon. When we flip it over, we're going to see how thick it is, and this ratchet claims to be 9/16 thick. That would be 1/16 over a half. And if we look at the snap-on, that is exactly 9/16 thick. So let's go ahead and open our icon ratchet and see what we got here versus the snap-on. We already know that it's 1 inch longer in diameter. Let's go ahead and open the box very carefully. And I plan on keeping this ratchet, just to let everybody know. That's the main reason I bought it, is because Snap-on has went, what can we say, psychobabble on everybody. Now, we're going to get comments. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to get comments from hardcore Snap-on guys that are going to say, I ain't never had a problem with Snap-on. You're crazy, okay? I always get my stuff warranted. And that's fine. I'm glad that you get your stuff warranted. They f***ed me around. I've been buying Snap-on tools for over 40 fucking years. And if we look right here, wow, what do we got? Snap-on, okay? Oh my gosh, look at all the Snap-on tools we got in here. We got tons of Snap-on stuff going on here. Just Snap-on, Snap-on, Snap-on. Tools, tools, tools. We got tools coming out our ass when it comes to, so what's that? Oh, here's a $100 screwdriver set from Snap-on. Okay, wow, all right, yeah, I got Snap-on tools. Well, here we go, screwdrivers. Okay, what do we got in that drawer? We got socks. We got a socket set from Snap-on that I purchased back in the fucking 70s, people. Okay, I think that I have more than enough Snap-on shit. Okay, we can go through all the other drawers, Snap-on box. Oh, over here, let's look over here and see what we got. What do we got here? Here we go, Snap-on. Okay, what's this one here? It's a Snap-on. The fucking sticker came off. That's your typical bullshit Snap-on. Okay, Snap-on toolboxes, Snap-on fucking tools. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is I think I'm an authority on tools. I'm not a dumbass, all right? Don't treat me like one, bitch. So now that that rampage and raging situation just ended, let's get back to what's at hand here. And what is at hand is our icon wrench. Like I said, the package on this is high quality. Is that because that's a sales item to draw you in, or is it because they want to protect it? And look, as I open the box up, look at this. It looks like you're opening a Rolex watch. It looks like you're opening something that, look at this, okay? Wow. It makes you feel like you're really special in the world and that you're opening something unique and designable. It's a designer wrench. I don't know what this is. We're going to go ahead and open that. Okay, it says, let's see, read what it says here. It says, cover, raise this flap to open. Okay, let's go ahead and, don't tell me that this is like a cleaning rag that you're supposed to clean your ratchet off with. Okay, it is. It's a rag. It's like a little towel. This would actually be something that you would use on the camera lens and to clean your camera lens off. Or possibly if you wear glasses. So they give that to you for free. Huh. And then when we get to the ratchet, we see that it is packed very beautifully and very designable. It's a designer ratchet box. We're going to go ahead and take the ratchet out of the box. And the weight of that ratchet feels very heavy. It feels heavy and it feels solid. Let's put the box over here. And since we're displaying it, we'll go ahead and do that. How's that, people? Is that a good enough situation there? Can we do that? Can we go like this and say this or that? Snap-on, icon. Can we do that, people? Okay. What we're going to do is we are going to put them side by side and we are going to dissect the ratchets and see if they're exactly the same inside and out. We already know that the icon is 1 inch longer. We also know by looking at it that the flipper button, the on-off button, you can see that that is different. This is a bigger, more beefier flip switch versus the snap-on. We can see that. The heads of the ratchet themselves almost look identically exactly the same in design, feature, and style. We can see that. The handle on the icon is much beefier and bigger versus the snap-on is just a straight round cylinder shaft with a, what do we call that there, a cone-shaped bottom so it won't slide out of your hands as easy. Versus the icon has more, in my opinion, more of a craftsman style handle than a snap-on handle. So to me, this design here is more of a craftsman tool design than it would be a snap-on design. They seem to actually weigh about the same. All right, I don't have a scale here, but I'm saying that this ratchet actually weighs almost exactly the same as the snap-on ratchet. Even though it does have a 1 inch longer handle, it really actually feels the same as the snap-on ratchet itself. Now that we examined the exterior of each ratchet and found the differences from icon to snap-on, let's go ahead and proceed to look at the internal features of each ratchet. Before we do that, we have some scripture that is written on each ratchet, and what that says is this one here actually says, all right, this one here, which is our snap-on, actually says replace worn parts. And on the surrounding upper area of the outside of the ratchet head, it says sealed bearings, do not emerge in fluids. That's what that says, and then it also says patent pending. It doesn't say anything on here about made in the USA or where it's made or designed or anything. It just tells you those three things. Let's go on to the icon, and the icon actually says on the bottom 90 tooth, and then on the top it basically says the same as the snap-on, do not emerge in fluids. The icon ratchet doesn't have anything on here about sealed bearings. Snap-on does. Snap-on says patent pending. Icon says nothing. And on Snap-on it says replace worn parts. And this one says 90 tooth. I believe that the Snap-on is a 90 tooth ratchet as well. We're not going to go into the procedure of counting those teeth, but we will look at it when we open it. We'll go ahead and proceed to put the icon aside, and we will proceed to open up the Snap-on ratchet first. I'm going to go ahead and take a Torx wrench that fits this Torx screw, and we will go ahead and remove the screws out of the ratchet. Now this is the ratchet that I wanted to get warrantied, which they would not warranty. They would not warranty it. They said, prove that you bought it and we will warranty it. So I am stuck with this ratchet. Now I can actually buy the parts from Snap-on if I want them, and they actually sell a rebuild kit for these ratchet heads, which fit all 3 ace drive ratchets. So I am going to go ahead and take those screws off. One more thing about these screws I want to show you, if I can get them in the picture, is this screw actually has Loctite on the threads. So we're going to go ahead and remove the cover, just like that. And as we look inside it, we can see that this ratchet is very, very dirty and rusty inside, and probably doesn't need rebuilt at all, but needs a good cleaning. We want to be very careful. There's a small spring right here. We'll go ahead and take that out, put it with our screws, and then we should be able to remove the head we're going to go ahead and set our ratchet back down. And we can see that there's a lot of rust and rot inside the head, and this is made of carbon steel. How many teeth are on that? I do not know. When we visually inspect the ratchet itself, we see there's a spring-loaded mechanism here which possibly and more than likely operates the on and off situation of the ratchet when it is all together and working. I'm going to go ahead and remove that, and this is our ratchet catcher. This is the little mechanism. Let me back it up. This is the mechanism that actually hooks onto the teeth of the gear and makes everything work. I'm going to go ahead and set that over here. And then the last and final piece that we got, let me grab it out of here. And I see that there is a bushing of some type, a little spring that holds that piece in. We can't lose that. Okay, there's that piece there. We're going to set it over here, because I think the problem with this ratchet is it actually needs to be cleaned out, and that's what I'm going to do. And then once we get that out, of course, we can go ahead and take our flipper switch, which is our on and off switch, out of the snap-on ratchet. We're going to set that aside, and now what we got is a bare housing of a 3/8 drive snap-on wrench. So we will now proceed to remove the internal parts of our icon ratchet. And I have the same head on my screwdriver handle, which is a snap-on that I had for the snap-on, and I am going to see that does not fit. This is too big. So I will grab my Craftsman sockets, and I will see which one fits, and it's actually one size down, which would be an 8. This is a number 8. The other one was a number 10 for snap-on, number 8 for icon. And we will go ahead and proceed to remove this. And I noticed that the screws are very hard to get out. It felt like if it was any tighter, it might break. Go ahead and get this one out. And as I'm taking them out and I'm looking at the screw, I can see that this has some type of a Loctite liquid on the screw itself as well. But I do notice one difference from snap-on versus icon, and I'm going to show you that right here. Those are our snap-on, these are our icon screws, and here is a snap-on screw. You can clearly see that the snap-on screw is bigger and beefier in diameter and also longer than the icon screw. Now that we got the two screws off, we'll go ahead and take the cover off. And I noticed that the cover comes off of this very easily with no problem whatsoever. And if I flip it over, I also see that the spring that holds the cover down and puts pressure on it is not a spring at all, but is a wave washer. So there's no internal spring in this holding pressure against the mounting plate, cover plate. All there is a very light wave washer that you can see right there. And I'm going to go ahead and get Snap-on's deal. So Snap-on uses a spring. It's a spring-loaded cover that puts pressure against everything, while Icon uses a wave washer. The cover itself is actually almost identically 100% the same, but I do see a little difference in it. I see that where the screws mount on the Snap-on plate has a beveled, recessed situation for the longer studded screws that they use versus the Icon which is just a beveled hole for their small diameter beveled screws to fit in. But other than that, they're almost identically the same. Let's go ahead and put them on top of each other, and I see that the snap-on, let me get that there, hold on. The snap-on is bigger in size. Let me line the holes up. So it's a bigger diameter situation. Snap-on is a lot bigger in diameter. And also, I don't know if you can see that, but the snap-on plate is a little bit beefier than the icon plate. Now we will proceed to remove the gear out of the icon ratchet. It seemed to have come out very easy. There was good pressure against that. It didn't feel like it was sloppy or loose, and it almost looks identically the same as the snap-on. Let's put them side by side and see what we got. This is our snap-on, this is our icon, and I can see that the icon, if we look very close, the icon is taller than the snap-on. Can anybody see that there? The icon looks beefier and thicker than the snap-on gear itself. Let's go ahead and see what the diameter is on that. And I notice that the snap-on gear in diameter, outer diameter, is larger than the icon gear. So in reality, the icon gear is a thicker gear and the snap-on is a larger diameter gear. Now we're going to go ahead and proceed to remove the ratchet clicker. We're just going to call it that. And as I remove it, there is no spring, there is no nothing whatsoever inside there. This is not a spring-loaded deal. It is just the ratchet finger inside the machine. And then we're going to go ahead and grab the snap-on ratchet finger. And we're going to see that the snap-on is actually made out of two pieces and a spring, whereas the icon is a solid one finger situation. So we got two fingers in the snap-on, and we got one solid piece in the icon. You can also see that they're almost similar in design, but that the icon is more beefier and thicker than the snap-on. Now we will proceed to remove, let's see if we can get this all apart. We need to be careful because I see a bearing in there, and I don't know if I can even remove this. We're going to try to figure it out. And to do that, I'm going to go ahead and use my cheap, inexpensive, cheesy, yet usable, handy-dandy, what can we say, flea market tool possibly, needle nose pliers. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get this apart. Okay, it won't come. Okay, here we go. It must come out from this side. I noticed that this piece right here has an O-ring on it. Okay, hold on. This is kind of tricky, so bear with me, please, folks. Maybe this pin comes out first. There we go. Okay, I see that the clicker handle, it has a pin in it that is spring-loaded. If you look real close, you can see the spring on there. There we go, get it in the light. And I'll put that to the side. And these are actually good needle nose pliers. Why, you ask? Because they come to a very pointed situation at the top, and they're also magnetic. So that's cool. Okay, now that we took that pin out, I noticed that the icon comes out from the top, not the bottom. And we just lost, okay, we didn't lose it. There it is. All right, hold on, people. Look what just came out of there. All right, we don't want to lose that because we got to get this thing back together. So that has a ball bearing in it, whereas the snap-on is just two solid pieces. You got one on top, and then you got the little clicker And once these two are mated together, it all works. So I think I do see a ball bearing inside this snap-on. If you look right there, you can see that it looks like there's a ball bearing in there. So we'll be careful with that. But they are different in design, much different. This had a spring that went down into the shaft. You can see the hole right there. So this spring went down in there, and then there was a ball bearing in there that held our flipper switch in place. And as we look at our flipper switch, the designs are totally 100% different. The Icon actually has an O-ring, you can see that right there, whereas the Snap-on, let me see if that Snap-on has, yes, there is an O-ring on the Snap-on one, but the design, let me go ahead and get this all lined up. The design on these are like 100% totally different, and you can basically see that right here. Okay, so what we're trying to say here, and I'm going to go ahead and line all these parts up. All right, let's get the housing themselves out, and let's go ahead and compare those. They almost look identically the same, but they don't look identically the same. You can see that the housing on the Snap-on ratchet, and this is our Snap-on, this is our Icon. Snap-on is a shorter ratchet than the Icon. You can see that the housing on the Snap-on is a lot bigger. You can see that right there. You can see that the housing on the Icon is smaller, and the design and the structure, that the way these are built, are two different styles. They are almost copying Snap-on, but in the sense they have their own design as well. The only thing I would say that is similar to this ratchet, let me turn it over. The only thing that is similar from Icon to Snap-on is the looks. Okay? As far as the internal combustion parts of the ratchets themselves, they are two totally different designed ratchets that function totally different but do the same purpose. Where's my hands? Here we go. There they are, right there. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So we have now biologically, completely dismantled the ratchets. You can see that right here. Let me reset my little situation up so we can get a good look at that. There we go. Oh, because we want to be professional here. We don't want to look like a jackass, like we don't know what the fuck's going on. We don't want to do that, people. We want to make sure that everybody knows that my friend Pete is a square-up guy. Here's the Snap-on. Here's our Icon. What's the difference? The difference is a lot, but in a sense, it's a sales pitch that says, this is $35, and this bitch right here is $135. Which one are we going to go with, folks? It does the same job. It comes apart the same way. You can rebuild this thing exactly the same, but you don't need to rebuild it, because guess what? It's a lifetime warranty. You heard the Harbor Freight lady. We don't need receipts. We don't need nothing. We don't care where you bought it. Bring it in. If it breaks, we're giving you a free one. We see what Snap-on's doing to us. We're going to have to rebuild that ourselves and buy a rebuild kit to do it. Snap-on ain't going to warranty that. As far as Snap-on's concerned, fuck off. We got your money. Stick it in your ass, because we got you, because you don't have a fucking receipt. And just to let everybody know, before we say goodbye, I went ahead and rebuilt my Snap-on ratchet, and I think the only thing that was wrong with it was it had rust and rot inside it. So I went ahead and took my carb cleaner, my wire brush, and then of course went ahead and re-lubed it and put it back together. And it seems to be working like brand new. Thank you very much, Snap-on. Let me go ahead and clean that off. Okay. Snap-on truck driver for being the lazy ass Y2K compatible piece of shit that you are. I also went ahead and put back our icon ratchet back together, and it seems to be working. I will tell you this, the icon ratchet versus the snap-on ratchet, icon is a lot much easier and user-friendly to actually take apart and clean and rebuild than the snap-on. If you have a snap-on ratchet, be very careful not to lose any parts. The only part that you have to be careful on losing on this is a little spring and a ball bearing. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. Yeah, snap-on versus icon. Which one do you want? This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, doing an extensive, long, exhausting, and outcastingly exhausting and long review on the Icon Stubby low profile 90-tooth 3/8 drive ratchet versus the $109 to $135, depending on who you buy it from and where you buy it, Stubby authentic 100% original snap-on ratchet. I think I'm going to go ahead and clean all those up and put it back together and put a little grease in there, and it possibly might work well, hopefully. As far as our Icon ratchet, you can see that, yes, parts and internal parts of this are very, very much different, but in a way, it's almost identically the same. I'm actually thinking that Icon has less internal parts than the Snap-on. This is Pete again, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. Make your own mind up. I think I'm going to go with Icon on this one due to the fact that it's only $35 and you could probably catch it on sale for $20. It does have a lifetime warranty, no questions asked. If this thing breaks, who gives a shit? I ain't going to take it apart and waste my time like I got to do on this bitch. I'm going to go over to Harbor Freight. I'm buying me another Icon Stubby wrench. Do I give a shit if it's 1 inch longer than the authentic Snap-on? No, I don't. I just want something that's going to work and work when I need it. And when I go to my toolbox and grab it and I say, I need my Stubby, I want that bitch to fucking work. And if it doesn't, I want to be able to go back to the place that I purchased it at. No questions asked, no box required, nothing. Take it to them and say, give me another ratchet. Plain and simple. Harbor Freight's got my choice on this one. It's a thumbs up situation. Forget Snap-on on this deal. Go get the Icon, and I think you're gonna love it. I gotta get these things back together. This is bullshit. We gotta go. Take it easy, guys.